What's going on? The Viking Marketer here. I am going to give you an amazing tool, one of the best tools, arguably the most effective tool that you can put into your arsenal that's going to make you more money and get more fulfillment in everything you do currently inside your business. I cannot wait to give this to you. So watch this video, comment below of everything that you think that's going on here and any questions you have on how to implement this into your life. Hey, I'm the Viking Marketer, and this is my business partner and fellow founder of Digital Freedom Movement, Kellen Chivy. Since 2017, we went from mechanics busting our knuckles every single day, never getting days off, to unlocking freedom for ourselves and helping thousands of other people just like yourself do the exact same thing. Subscribe and tune in and see how we're creating freedom for thousands of people. So I want to talk about the 80-20 rule. Have any of you guys ever heard of this 80-20 rule? Please let me know in the chat here if you guys have ever heard of the 80-20 rule. It's a pretty big rule when it comes to results and many things that go into success in life and business and time management, all that type of stuff. Awesome. So you guys have heard of it. So the way that I'm going to go about it is in our business, 20% of the actions that you do, and I think Tina has heard me talk about this one before. I don't think the rest of you guys have. I did a training on this not too long ago, but I think it was back in October. But 20% of your actions actually will bring in 80% of your revenue. And 80% of your actions will actually bring in, oh, you're there too, Rosie. Okay, there you go. And 80% of your actions will bring in 20% of your revenue. But the problem is like, why are we focusing 80% of our energy in areas that are only bringing 20% of our revenue when we're putting 20% of our energy and effort into areas that are bringing us in 80%? Like, that is pretty lopsided, right? So what you need to be doing is tipping the scales in a different way. So let's just say that you've been rolling on business for 2 months and you've made like one sale, whatever, and you're like, well, I've made one sale, but I want to make more. Like, what's going on? And what happens a lot of the time is you're focusing your energy in area in the wrong places. Okay, there's 3 different areas that you can focus on your life. The ones that pushes you closer to your goals, the ones that are wastes of time, money, and energy, and the one that are living the good life. So you got 3 different areas. So I'll write those down for you guys. Okay. Let me just pull out a whiteboard here. Yeah, I'll just do a text this way. Boom. Okay, so you got 3 areas of actions. One area is two is wasted time and energy, and third is living the good life. Okay, so these are the 3 areas. And one of the things I want you guys to go ahead and do is go, and if you guys have been using the success journal, this will be really, really simple for you guys. Super, super simple for you. Yeah, I mean, you can't start the, no, I wasn't going to do the art. I actually, because my office is a total mess right now and it's been blown up, I don't even know where my pad is, but yeah, whiteboard top. Normally it's a lot more scribbles. So sorry, Tina, you don't get that art today, but I will. I'll bring it back at some point in time this week, but you can't start off a year without Mark and his whiteboard. Anyways, you have 3 different action areas, push you closer to your goals, wasted time, money and energy, and living the good life. Okay, so if you guys have been using the success journal, it'll be really, really easy to look back on this because you can see how you've been spending your time and your days and what you're doing every single day. And what I want you to do is go back and give yourself a review of the last month, the last 3 months, whatever you want to do, the last year if you want to. See where you're putting your time, energy, effort, money, all of those kind of things, and how you're scheduling yourself. Look at where you're actually putting your time. And when you go back and look at this, I want you to put the actions that you're doing in these 3 categories right here. And what you'll find is how much you're doing of each one of these. And what one is the most important of all these? I mean, you could say living the good life. I would say pushes you closer to your goals, but living the good life, I would say it needs to have some type of proportion in there. I would say doing one thing a week, that living the good life, it is like a mandatory. You should always do at least one thing a week, and that is different for everybody. So some people might say, like, I know there's a lot of ladies on here, maybe getting a manicure, maybe getting a massage, maybe getting a pedicure, and maybe getting a facial. Like that, those are things that are living the good life, I'm sure, for you guys. Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe it is doing a cleanse, or going out for dinner with your friends, or something like that. So I would say once a week, you need to have one of those. If there's too much proportion on living the good life, you can't get into these categories enough, and you're not making enough impact if you're only living the good life, which I know that's unfortunate. But it's even people that are millionaires, they run by this psychology, so don't worry. That's just how it is. But go into these areas and just put everything in there. If you guys don't use the success journal, just think back, or maybe just judge yourself on this next week of how you're scheduling your time and effort and energy, and where you're putting those things out, and then put them in there. So just start journaling, or start jotting it down in your calendar as you're going about things, where you're spending your time. And this is going to be super profound for you guys, because the first time that I ever did this, I was like, holy crap. There was like 100 items here. There's probably about like 10 items here. And there's like, 5 items in this one. And I'm probably a lot more disproportionate for living a good life than most people, because I just don't invest into me as much as I really should. I do it in different ways, but which is pushing me closer to my goals. Those are my favorite things. Anyways, what I wanted to say here is just more, you'll notice. And so just approach this with a lot of grace as you're doing it, because if you do have like a lot more proportion in here than any of the other areas, it's just because you've never done these exercises before. You've never done the steps where you're looking at, hey, am I doing a good job? Am I doing a bad job? Where am I spending my time? What am I doing? Because I hear people all the freaking time. They tell me, Mark, I'm so busy. I'm putting in so much effort. I'd be like, okay, cool, write it down. And then they struggle to write it down, but they're so busy. Just because a lot of the stuff they don't want to write down. They're like, oh, I scrolled TikTok for 2 hours. And, I watched TV in this episode, or I hung out with my friends and I was drinking for 3 days. It's like, cool. That's wasting time, energy, and effort. That's what that is right there. It's like there's no other thing for it. And so many people, they do not have the perspective of what they're actually spending their time on, how they're actually spending it, and how impactful they're being to their life. Okay, so once you've gone through this list and your life of what's going on, I want you to be writing down 3 things. Okay, so the first one is you can say month, week, year, whatever it is, whatever the time period that you're looking over and going over is just like that's one of those things that I would say. It's just that whatever you want to put in here, like say if you're judging yourself over the last year, then yeah, perfect, put down year. But things that have been the hardest for me over the last year, you need to work yourself through these things because you've had some hardships, and maybe you're holding on to some things that actually weren't that hard, but you're giving yourself excuses on other things. And you're like, wait, Mark, like you're being a little bitch here. Like, stop being such a little bitch. Stop holding on to this. And then the next thing is So this is amount of time. So you're saying you're disappointed about some of your actions or where you spent your time or where you spent some of your money. Maybe you're unimpressed that you bought yourself a Rolex. Maybe you're unimpressed that you just bought yourself a $70,000 car. What is it? Like what is it that you just like, what is it that you feel there? Same kind of thing here. When I think about the last XXX, I really wish I did blank. So I want you to go ask yourself these questions and go about these things. And when you're working through these things, what you can do is you can release all that built up anxiety, built up judgment that you're giving yourself, built upness inside you, so you can start moving forward to the things that you wish you actually did. And you can move past the things that you're disappointed in. You can get past the things that were super hard, because what happens is we so focus on all these problems all the time. And what will happen is in this list, you'll be like, wow, I got a lot of freaking problems. Yeah, you probably do. And the reason why is because you've never worked on it. It's cool. You've never worked on it. How can you judge yourself for it? It's all about the future. And that's why you ask yourself these questions, is so you can get closer to those future goals. So you can get past them and you can start doing the things that you really wish, and you can start achieving those other areas. So you can stop wasting time, wasting energy, and wasting money that you're never going to get back. And you can only try to make up in the future. Okay. So this is the list. Then I want you to ask yourself, this is your guys' homework from today of how you guys can better yourself in 2022. And I guarantee if you actually put 100% effort in here, you're going to be so shocked and surprised with the results. And you're going to be able to make so much more impact with your time, energy, effort, money, your resources. All right. So I hope that made sense. Let me know, guys, if you did have any questions there. But yeah, I just want to kind of touch in on those two things for you guys, celebrating those wins, the 80-20 rule, so you guys can start using more of that 20%, start putting more 80% of your effort in the 20% area, and blah, 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 blah. And start really maximizing the amount of revenue impact that you're making out there.